Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2223 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'm delighted to continue the journey through the book of Proverbs, where we will explore its timeless wisdom. Today we are delving into Proverbs chapter 12, verses 8 through 14 from the New Living Translation. So lace up your hiking boots as we uncover the verses contrasting paths of wisdom and foolishness. In Proverbs chapter 12, verses 8 through 14, we continue the exploration of the characteristics and the outcome of living a life of wisdom. These verses provide valuable insights into the distinction between the wise and the foolish. Let's start with verse 8. A person is praised according to their prudence, and one with a warped mind is despised. This verse introduces us to the idea of prudence that leads to praise, while a warped mind only leads to disdain. It underscores the importance of sound judgment and wise decision-making. Verse 9. Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than to pretend to be somebody and have no food. Here we encounter the contrast between humility and pretension. It is better to be humble and have support than to pretend to be important but lack basic needs. It emphasizes the value of humility and authenticity. Verse 10. The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. This verse highlights the contrast between how the righteous and the wicked treat their animals. The righteous care for their needs. Even the kindest acts of the wicked are ultimately cruel. It underscores the importance of compassion and empathy. Verse 11. Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies have no sense. Here we see the contrast between hard work and chasing after fantasies. Working the land leads to abundant food, while pursuing empty dreams show a lack of sense. It reminds us the value of diligence and practicality. Verse 12. The wicked desire the stronghold of evildoers, but the root of the righteous endures. These verses emphasize the contrasting destinies of the wicked and the righteous. The wicked desire the power of evildoers, but the root of the righteous endures. It highlights the enduring impact of a righteous life. Verse 13. The wicked are trapped by their sinful talk, but the virtuous escape so quickly. This verse underscores the power of the words and their consequences. Their sinful talk ensnares the wicked, while the virtuous quickly escapes such traps. It reminds us of the importance of speaking with wisdom and integrity. And now verse 14. People can get their reward through the words of their mouth. They get what they deserve. These verses bring our attention to the idea that words do have consequences. People receive rewards or consequences based on the words that they speak. It underscores the importance of speaking with purpose and responsibility. Now, as we reflect on Proverbs chapter 12, verses 8 through 14, we're reminded that wisdom isn't just theoretical knowledge. It is practical and influences choices that we make in our daily lives. So let's take a moment to consider a couple questions. How can you cultivate prudence and sound judgment in your decision-making? In what ways can you demonstrate humility and authenticity in your interactions with others? Remember, wisdom leads us to make the choices that lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. So let's summarize the key takeaways from Proverbs chapter 12, verses 8 through 14. The first is prudence and sound judgment. Prudence leads to praise, while a warped mind is despised. Second, the value of humility. It's better to be humble and have support than to pretend to be important. Third, compassion and empathy. The righteous care for the needs of their animals, while the wicked's kindness is ultimately cruel. Fourth, diligence and practicality. Working the land leads to abundant food, while chasing fantasies shows a lack of sense. Fifth, contrasting destinies. The root of the righteous endures, while the wicked desire the stronghold of evildoers. Sixth, the power of words. The wicked are trapped by their sinful talk, while the virtuous escape quickly. And seventh, words and consequences. People receive rewards or consequences based on the words that they speak. In closing, remember that wisdom equips us to make the choices that lead to a life of fulfillment. As we continue our journey through this vast landscape of wisdom, may we cultivate prudence, humility, and compassion, and then choose a path that leads to a life of purpose and blessing. Thank you for joining me on this leg of our wisdom trek. I hope that these verses have inspired you to embrace the path of wisdom and to make choices that do lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. As we continue our journey, may we navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. And if you found this podcast insightful, subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us again tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.